we start going through the answers? Okay, for the absentees, please do keep for your friends, and then maybe after school if you want to, you can just take a snapshot and send it to them so that in case they want to catch up on it. Okay, so let's look at question 1. Okay, by the way, maybe before I go through also, I want to point out that the whole purpose of doing this quiz is not about the mark. Okay, it's really about what is it that you did and then learning from it. Okay, because the mark itself doesn't weigh anything at all. Okay, it is the process that I really want to find out. Okay, and then know where actually also perhaps you want to know where the mark lies lah. Okay, so looking at the first question. Surprisingly for this question, it was a little bit challenging for some of you. Okay, I think there's one person who did long division, which was not necessary. What you needed to do is to simplify this fraction. You will get 4x plus 1 minus 1 over x. Whereby for each term in the numerator, you divide by x. Okay, so you will get 4x plus 1 minus 1 over x. Okay, and we need to recognize that 1 over x is none other than x to the power of negative 1 coming. Okay, now a common careless mistake for a number of you is that at this stage, okay, you immediately go into the differentiation by writing for me equal 4, okay, minus negative 1 x negative 2. Okay, do take note that this is for y. This part over here is the differentiation. There should be a dy over dx over here. Okay, there are a few of you who miss out on this one. Then end up your answers are wrong. Okay, so the differentiation of 4x is 4. Differentiation of 1 is 0. That's why I didn't write it. And then this one, power breakdown. So negative gives us a plus later on. Power minus 1, so we get negative 2 for the power. So therefore, the answer will be 4 plus x to the power of negative 2. That is an acceptable answer. Otherwise, you could leave it as positive index form, 4 plus 1 over x squared. Okay? I'm aware that some of you might already know how to do the quotient rule. Okay? While you do the quotient rule correctly, there are also some of you who apply the quotient rule, then end up your answer is wrong during your simplification process. Okay, which was a little bit redundant. Okay, so this is just a 2-mark question only. Don't need to go into such big fanfare. Alright, just simplify the equation and then after that differentiate, and you do fine. Okay, in fact you don't have to put it into same denominator as well. Okay, so leaving your answer this way will be good enough. Okay. Next for question 2. Okay, to do our chain rule, y equals to 5x cubed minus 2x to the power of 6. Okay, so in order to differentiate this, we bring down the power 6, maintain the bracket power minus 1, then we differentiate inside brackets, we will get 15x squared minus 2. Okay, because the 3 is being brought down, 5 times 3 is 15, 2x differentiate, you will get a 2. Okay, and then we simplify. You may leave the answer in this manner. Okay, or you may also want to bring the 6 in. Okay, this is the part where some of you, okay, do extra stuff and then you lose the mark. Okay, 6, right, times this thing, the Josh and Joshua's may please stop talking. Okay, pay attention to the front piece. Alright, this 6 times 15x squared minus 2, you can bring it in. Okay, and then you will be able to get 90x squared minus only 12. Okay, but, okay, some of you, what you decided to do is that from here you bring the 6 in. Now we cannot take the 6 and bring it in with the power of 5 over there. Okay, it doesn't work that way. Because, okay, for those of you who had that problem, I have explained by telling you that 6 bracket 5x cubed minus 2x to the power of 5 simply means 5x cubed minus 2x, 5x cubed minus 2x for 5 times. Okay, and in order to expand and simplify this, we only bring the 6 to the nearest number. Okay, so it should technically be 30x cubed minus away 12x. Then the remaining brackets remain the same. Okay, so we don't ever bring the coefficient, the constant here, bring it inside, okay, a bracket that has a power to it. It's not the same. Alright? So this is not correct, okay, to actually say that it is, we have done 30x cubed minus 12x, 15x squared minus 2. So this one is not correct. Alright, because of the way you expand and simplify. Okay? Questions? Right, by the way, the mark itself, give the mark rather liberally. Okay, so this is 1 mark, and then either of this is 1A1. This one I gave as 1 mark, and then either of these I give A1. Strictly speaking, in your typical exam, okay, this will just carry 1 mark each only. Okay, it's not a 2 mark question at all. Alright? Okay, next we look at question 3. Okay, we want to differentiate y equals to 1 over square root 2x minus 3. So we need to understand this thing, which is the same as 2x minus 3 to the power of negative half. Okay, some of us have difficulty in understanding this fraction itself. Square root means a power of half. Since it is in the denominator, to bring it up into the numerator, it will be negative half. Okay? So dy over dx will be power bring down, power minus 1, differentiate inside. So the power is, strictly speaking, negative 3 over 2 times 2. Negative half times 2 is just negative 1. So to re-express this 2x minus 3 to the power negative 3 over 2, since it is a negative power, 2x minus 3 will have to be in the denominator. It is a power of 3 over 2, that means it is power of 3 over 2 means square root. Okay? So therefore we'll get this. So 1 mark over here, final answer simplified, you get 1 mark. Okay? I recognize that for question 4, it was a challenge for a number of you in terms of interpreting and understanding what the question is trying to say. So let's work that out together. Okay, it says that find the coordinates of the point on the curve. So we have a curve where the tangent to the curve is parallel to the line y equals to 7 plus 3x. What this means is that we have this curve, it is quadratic, negative, so we know that it's more or less something like that. Okay, just trying to draw a more accurate diagram for us to understand the question. Otherwise, any curve we actually do, you just have to understand what the question is trying to say. So there is a tangent to the curve. Okay, so there's some tangent. Okay, I don't know how the tangent will look like, I'm just drawing a tangent. And this tangent is parallel to the line y equals 7 plus 3x. So there's an additional line y equals 7 plus 3x that is not touching the curve. Okay, so we have a tangent here. And then another line. Okay, so they are parallel. Okay, the curve will have this equation here. So one of the critical interpretation of our dy over dx is that it is gradient, okay, of a curve. So most of you can actually do your differentiation and give me dy over dx equals to negative 6x minus 9. So most of you can do this. Okay, it is about the subsequent steps that many of you are stuck in. Okay, question says that gradient of the tangent, okay, or rather the tangent itself is parallel to the line. So gradient of the tangent must be equals to the gradient of the line. So the gradient of the line with this equation here, it tells us that the gradient will be equals to 3. So the gradient of the tangent must be equals to 3. Okay? Some of you, I think you're too anxious about having to think of discriminant and all that, because the moment you think of tangent, you start thinking about your b squared minus 4ac. That's a separate thing. Okay? So don't always think that tangent means discriminant. Okay? It's not always the case. In this case, we're looking at the dy over dx equals to the gradient, alright, which is 3. Then we solve. Okay? So 6x equals to negative 9 minus 3. Which will be negative 12. So x is equal to negative 2. Okay? Then there's someone in the class, find x already, go and find y, then after that go and find another x. I don't know what you're doing. I think you are too disturbed by this entire question. You went in rounds, okay? Don't know what's the eventual goal of what you're doing. So this is the x coordinate, okay, of the point on the tangent or on the curve, okay, that has this tangent over here. So we already know the x coordinate. Now we need to find the y coordinate. So we will substitute it into the curve because this point is on the curve. It is not on the line that is given. And I think the answer is 7. Okay? Yes. Okay, and then coordinates that you want is negative 7. So how I distributed the marks? 1 mark for the gradient, 1 mark for forming an equation, final answer 1 mark. Okay? So that's for the quiz. Right? I hope that with this quiz you really understand where is it that you are not going on the right track yet and where is it that you're already on the right track on. Okay, so go and improve on these mistakes. Okay, and if you still don't understand anything that I marked wrong or have gone through still don't understand, please feel free to do a check-in with me. Okay? Right, moving forward, moving on. Okay, let's jump back into our product rule, yeah?